Hey guys, Mr. Happy here. Some people have been asking me to do some personal life videos while we wait for Final Fantasy XIV. However, I'm not really too sure how interested people are about my personal life yet, and that's why this one recommendation kind of came as weird to me, was Draw My Life. I never even I didn't even know about Draw My Life, to be honest. Like, I don't really pay too much attention to some of the YouTube fads out there. I mean, some of them are unescapable, like Harlem Shake, but I've never seen a Draw My Life until maybe a week or two ago. And when somebody recommended it, I could already tell what it was, but I didn't, just from the name I could tell. But I figured, why not do one based on Final Fantasy XI? Now, Final Fantasy XI was basically 7 years of my life anyway. So, if I did a Draw My Life, it would be about this anyway. And I know this is really primitive for a Draw My Life, but please bear with it, because it's the best I got. I don't have fancy drawing equipment. I don't have eraser boards or anything. So this is honestly the best I got. So it kind of almost reminds me of some of my earlier memories. So why don't we just get right into them? So my first real memory of Final Fantasy XI was going to my friend's house and seeing him playing it. So this is me at my friend's house, because I'm obviously the same height as all my friends, and his controller hooked up to his PlayStation 2 with his TV sitting on top, and great drawings, I know. And I asked him, and I said, hey man, talking to you, what game is that you're playing? And he said, it's Final Fantasy XI. And I went, wait, Final Fantasy? How come I haven't heard of that? How come I haven't heard of Final Fantasy XI? I've played like all the other Final Fantasies, and by that I meant like 5 through 10, because I played Anthology. I guess it counts as 5 and 6. And he goes, oh man, it didn't come out too long ago. It's really good. It's online. And I said, it's online? So I had another question mark, because I was like, wait, online? It's an online Final Fantasy and I don't know about it? And I'd played some MMOs at the time, some really crap ones, like Silk Road Online and Hero Online. Really like grindfest MMOs. So the idea of Final Fantasy having its own MMO just blew my mind, because I was like, this has got to be the best thing I've ever played. Without even playing it, I had already made that assumption. So I asked him, how much is it? Third question. And he says it's $100. And I'm like, whoa, what? Now I'm like, why is this game $100? Why the heck is this game $100? So he told me how it was the game, essentially. It was the game, plus a hard drive. So I didn't really understand computers too much back then, so it didn't really make too much sense to me. But all I knew is I had to have it. I had a PlayStation 2. It wasn't the thin one, so I can make it happen. So I went home, and I went to my parents. Now, my parents had supported my video game addiction pretty much throughout my entire childhood. That's my dad. We'll just say that's my dad. And, this is my mom, because she's right side up for the most part. And she's got, obviously, crazy bangs in front of her face. And I asked them, and I said, hey, my birthday's coming up. Can I get Final Fantasy XI? And they had bought previous Final Fantasy games, like, 7 and 8 and 5 and 6, because, it's just, let's just do that, cross that one out. There you go. There's 9 and 6 right there, so you understand what I'm trying to say. It's Roman numerals. And so they were like, yeah, no problem. How much is it? And I had to tell them $100. $100. I had to tell them that. And they now had as many question marks as I had. Why would we spend $100 on this video game? And I told them, because it comes with a hard drive in the back. And they didn't understand that either. They didn't grow up with computers or anything. So they said, well, it is your birthday and Christmas is pretty close too. So yeah, we can get you this game. Now, when my friend told me it was online, keep in mind, I said I was used to playing MMOs like Silk Road and Hero. These were free-to-play MMOs. So I did not understand the idea of a subscription-based model at the time. So the next day, sometime in the middle of December, we go over to a local game store. And I walk in, me walking in, and I see it. I see the big box, huge box, like literally it felt that big compared to me. says Final Fantasy 11 on it. And I'm like, that's it. And I saw the price tag, $100. Friend wasn't lying. Price tag's $100. And so my parents bought it. They bought it, and I didn't read anything on the box. I didn't read where it said anything about like dial-up or broadband or anything. So I didn't read that it needed the subscription-based model either. So I got home. So I went home and to my house because I'm so creative. I have the worst-looking house in the world too, by the way. And I just started hooking it up. I took everything out of the box, like the game and the hard drive out of the box, and I plugged the hard drive into my PS2. And I just remember I finally looked at the box at this point, and I saw, like a broadband connection required. So I don't know, what do I do to draw a broadband wire? Internet, not AOL. I didn't see that part. I saw the broadband part required. So I knew internet connection required. So I was like, wait, how does that even work? How am I supposed to hook up my PS2 to the internet, even with the hard drive? I didn't understand it. So I went to my parents and I told them, Mom, Dad, it says it requires broadband. So I had to go to them, and now, again, I had to go to my mother and father, who are now smaller than me, and I had to ask them, Mom, Dad, it requires internet. It requires internet connection, and it requires broadband connection. So can we upgrade our internet to broadband? And they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, we just spent $100 on this game for you, and you're telling us now we need a better internet? We need more expensive internet for it to even work? Now, that didn't come in an opportune time either, because I also found out when I looked at the box that the game had a monthly subscription fee. So then I had to tell them, well, that, and also it costs like $13 a month, the game itself. So I'm gonna need, that. And then they were immediately like, no, we're not doing it. You're not playing this game. This is too much effort. This is too much money to play one game. So I pulled the classic kid thing, and I said, but Mom, we won't buy any more of these $60 games. Like, I'm not gonna buy any. I don't know that it's 60 degrees, but you know what I mean. And so they said, all right, give us a few months. We'll see. Now, as soon as they said it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing is gonna sit in my room for however many months until I get it. And it took 6 months. Now, keep in mind, my birthday is in December. So that means that I had to wait from December until June before I actually even got a chance to play the game. Now, that's not even the worst part, because it wasn't because they told me I could play it in June that I finally got around to playing it. It's because I looked at the box again and I saw that it had AOL. If this is actually how AOL was, I don't remember. It's like a Triforce, but like a really crappy one. They told me that it says AOL dial-up, and I ran into the living room. I ran back to my parents, and I told them, Mom, Dad, it says AOL dial-up works. We have that. Can I please play it? You don't have to upgrade the internet. I just need the monthly subscription. And that was enough to get them to say, yes, you can get the monthly subscription. So I was so excited. I immediately took everything back out of the box, installed it, and I started my adventure to installing Final Fantasy XI. And a lot of you know what installing Final Fantasy XI was like, especially on, now imagine how long it took anyway, and now you have to do it on dial-up. Like, this is just unbelievable. Like, that this isn't gonna end well. And so I took everything out of the box, and I plugged it into my PlayStation 2. So here's me. I like how the paper, I've slowly been sliding it so I can actually draw on it all right. So, there's me. Now I'm the one with my controller in the TV. So in the TV, in the PlayStation 2. And I'm setting everything up, and I'm at Play Online. So I'm at the Play Online menus, and I do the install. It finishes, 66%. And that finishes, and now I have to, as a 13-year-old child, figure out how the heck does the rest of this stuff work? Registration codes, registration codes, mad passwords. He had so many things that as a 13-year-old, I didn't feel competent enough to do. It was my first ever experience with something like this. And So I got through Play Online pretty quickly, and then I got to I actually logged on to Play Online, and I needed the credit card. So I got my parents' credit card. Remember, I used my dad's credit card for pretty much most of this. So I was one of those guys. My dad did not have that kind of hair, by the way, but you know, it works. And you know, so I was using his money pretty much the entire time I played Final Fantasy 11 when I was younger. And so he gave me his credit card, and I put it in. And so all of this I got by. My friend warned me about the dreaded install time. And when I got through the Play Online one, I thought, okay, I got past the install time. I thought this was the install time for the game. This took like 30 minutes tops. And I got to the Final Fantasy 11 actually install, and I remember it's a little button like this, sort of, that says that said play. And it didn't even say check for updates. It said play. So I was excited because I figured, okay, I got past the worst of it. So this is me. I press the button. I press it with the cursor or whatever it is on the PlayStation 2. And then it says the dreaded word, you need to update. I mean, once I got those words, I was like, oh man, I didn't even get past it. So it starts loading the update, and now I didn't know it had like the download and the install part. Now the download part was really quick, but the install part, when I got to the install part, it said, I'll never forget this, right above the bar, it said 0%, and it said approximately 6 hours. 6 hours. Now, that is rough as a 13-year-old trying to wait 6 hours to install a game. Now, it was about 10 p.m. at this time, so, you know, it was about, 10 p.m. And I needed to kill 6 hours. I did not want to sleep until this game was installed and everything. So, what did I do? Now, I think nobody will ever say they've done this to wait for a game before. I went into the other room. So I went into the other room and I sat in front of the TV. So, I'm going to be standing in this because drawing a sitting down stick figure. I also am kind of a little bit lopsided there. So I'm sitting in front of the TV and I throw in a DVD. So I have a DVD in my hand and I put it in the TV. I like how everything just goes in the TV in my description. Like nothing goes into a DVD player or a PlayStation 2. Everything just goes into the TV. And it was, I watched Rush Hour 2 for literally 6 hours. I put it on repeat. So, there's Jackie Chan and here's Chris Tucker. There's Chris Tucker. Damn! No one forgets that. And I watched that movie for 6 hours. I just kept hitting replay every time it was done. And occasionally I'd go back into the other room and, I'd go back and I'd see the play button. I'd see it's installing still. And it was just unbelievable. And it wasn't until 4 a.m. that the game finished installing, that it finished updating. So I seriously did do this. I watched Rush Hour 2 for 6 hours. That's not a rush hour anymore. That is a very, 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 very patient hour. Now, when it came to actually playing the game, I can't get too much into this because this video is already kind of long. But so I was 4 in the morning, and I finally got the character creation. So I'm creating my character. I ended up creating a human, so very easy to draw, thankfully. Very generic, haircut, whatever. And I picked a warrior. So they gave me, the sword, and that's all I had. And my friend had told me that he had saved up a bunch of gear for me when I got the game installed and things like that. I ended up getting all that gear in pretty much no time. And I remember getting my first Sublagars. Oh man, first Sublagars after I logged in, because I bought level 1 gear pretty quickly. They gave me the little voucher, and I went outside and I killed a few monsters, came back in, sold that stuff to the vendors because I didn't know how to use the auction house. And I bought some Sublagars with them, and they look like knee pads here, as somebody will probably point out. But that was the first piece of gear I think I really bought. Bronze Sublagars, I believe it was. Maybe it was bronze leggings, I can't remember, but I know I got Sublagars not too long after I started. And I just remember I was walking around town. I was only level 2, so I'd gone from level 1 to level 2, and I was just chilling in my bedroom. Maybe I can actually draw myself sitting down at this point. You know what? I'm floating off the bed. It is what it is. And I'm playing. This is like the 12th time I've drawn a TV. playing the TV, and let's say my door is over here, right behind my TV or something like that, and I hear knocking, and without even a chance to answer, my mother just walks in like this, and she felt this big at the time, and at this point it's like 6 in the morning, and I've never done this before. Never stayed up and played a game till 6 in the morning, and she just starts going nuts. It's 6 in the morning. Do you know what time it is? Why are you up so late? And it was, at this point, like I said, it was June, but summer had pretty much just began, and I was like, okay, Mom, and that's what I guess it's kind of appropriate that I drew myself so small, because I was like, panic. I was like, okay, Mom, I'll go to sleep soon. And I did, but I did get to level 4 first, and I got to level 4, and I just passed out. Like, this was me before. Now, this was me, like, as soon as I hit level 4, I was just, like, dead. Like, legs hanging off and everything. I almost look like a dog or something here, but my leg and my arms just hanging off the side of my bed. And I woke up at 3 in the afternoon the next day, and if I had known that was going to be a precursor to my entire Final Fantasy 11 experience for the next 7 years, I don't know how I would have felt about it back then, but those are my first memories of Final Fantasy 11. I mean, that was when I set it up, when I first got involved with it. That's not even going into how much I actually played it and all the memories that I accrued while I was playing it. So, if you liked this Draw My Life, that you kind of like hearing about the earlier days of gaming with Final Fantasy 11 and with really any other game, because gaming is history in itself, and it's really cool to get to show you guys this. So if you do, just give it a like, a favorite, a share, share it with your friend, and a subscribe. Give it one of each if you can. If you want to see more, definitely put it in the comments below. Comment and be like, noob, and it's just so much fun doing this. Also, check out my Facebook while you're at it, while you're sharing it with your friends. Check out my Facebook at, let me write this so you guys can see it, www.facebook, because my handwriting is impeccable at this point, .com/MrHappy1227. There you go. I'll put it in the description below. I figured while I'm drawing, though, I might as well draw it. I know it's not drawing, it's technically writing it, which is what I did half the time anyway, but you know what I mean. And, yeah, just go check it out, pick my brain. Let me know that you liked this Draw My Life video. I know it's really primitive, but it's all I got, so, I don't have eraser boards and drawing programs and stuff like that. So this is what I did, and I hope that at least, it brought back some nostalgic memories for you guys. Maybe not with Final Fantasy 11, but with gaming as a whole. And if you're bored and you're waiting for Final Fantasy 14 for Phase 4, do a Draw My Life. Do a Draw My Life about your early video game days, especially about your early Final Fantasy 11 days. Also, if you'd like to donate to, help the quality and quantity of my stream, there's a link in the description below as well. And there's also a link to donate to a charity that I do funds with. So go check that out. If you need more details, send me a message, and I'll be glad to let you know more. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope that this was entertaining, and hopefully you want more of this, because that was about a night worth of memories, and I have 7 years worth of memories I can share with you guys. So let me know if you found this interesting, and I'll make more. So take care, guys.